Welcome to Industrial Organizational Psychology. This is for chapter 4. All right. And um for this the topic will be for employee selection and recruiting and interviewing. Okay? What's the difference of these two? Okay? And we're done analyzing and the job analysis, the qualifications that we need, right? Tapos na natin kunin yon. And then now, i-apply natin siya dito sa recruiting and interviewing. Okay? So that is the background of this lesson. Still, I'm your lecturer, Angela M. de Monteverde. These are the things that will be discussed. Media advertisement. Paano nakaka-epekto ito sa pagkuha natin ng employee? What is the situation wanted ads? What is the point of purchase method? Bakit minsan may nakalagay sa resibo na we are now hiring, be part of the team, right? We're going to tackle also the recruiters, employment agencies, and search firms. Okay? Employer referrals, direct mail, internet, job fairs, incentives, non-traditional population recruiting passive applicants, evaluating the effectiveness of recruitment strategies. And what are the types of interview? Structured, unstructured, and for that, what is the best type of interview? Okay? Is it structured, unstructured, or may iba pa ba? We're going to tackle also the writing cover letters, okay, in writing a resume. What's the difference between um, interview, curriculum vitae, and biodata? Okay? Session goals, same din sa sinabi natin kanina, okay? To know how to recruit applicants, learn how to recruit, understand why the traditional and structured interview doesn't work. And as I am saying earlier, ano ba ang talagang mas working, okay, mas applicable, or mas, kung titingnan natin is mataas ang validity, okay, ng type of interview. Okay, learn how to construct valid structured interview. Know how to perform well when being interviewed. Learn how to write a resume and a cover letter. All right. So, as I was saying earlier, na we're done with job analysis. Alam na natin kung ano yung lacking ng isang company. What is the best um, thing na kailangan natin makuha sa isang empleyado. How to select. Okay? And halimbawa, while conducting job analysis, nakita mo na, ay, dapat hindi pala gantong employee yung kinukuha natin. Okay? Now, i-apply natin yan ngayon. Okay, recruitment is an important step in selecting employees. Okay? Because attracting people with the right qualifications as determined in the job analysis to apply for the job. Okay? Paano tayo makakakuha or ma-attract natin yung isang tao na pumasok sa isang company? Okay? And yun ang goal ni recruitment. Okay? Para makuha natin yung mga best people na mag-work sa atin. Alright? And for that, example would be meron na tayong isang employee sa isang organization. Halimbawa, 10 years na siyang admin clerk or admin assistant. Okay? Kukunin mo ba siya para i-promote or doon ka kukuha internal recruitment ng tawag doon? Yun yung nag-work ka na sa isang company or yung empleyado is na sa isang company na pagkatapos, ipopromote mo siya or mag apply sila kung marami ang gusto mag-apply dun sa vacant position na yun. Okay? Yun yung internal recruitment. When you say internal recruitment, it's within the organization. Alright? Kapag external recruitment naman, kukuha ka ng tao sa labas. Okay? May advantage and disadvantages. Yan. Sa internal recruitment, kapag kumuha ka ng within that organization, Sa palagay nyo, ano yung mangyayari? Okay? Pwede natin pag-isipang mabuti and then discuss natin during synchronous. Alright? Or asynchronous if you have question. And external recruitment, what is the advantage and what are the disadvantages ng external recruitment sa internal recruitment also? Okay? That's a hanging question and pwede nyong pag-isipan muna before I provide the answer. Alright? And for this, for external recruitment, we have not only for external, pero it can also be used sa internal recruitment. Okay? Yung mga different types nito. Nitong paano ba tayo makakuha ng employee? Okay, paano ba sila mag-a-apply kahit sa isang organization na sila? Okay? We have newspapers running ads in periodicals such as local newspapers or professional journals is a common method of recruiting employees. Newspapers advertisements typically ask the applicant to respond in one of the four ways. And what are these four ways? Okay, itatakal natin yan mamaya. What are these four ways? We also have, alright, respond by sending resumes. Okay, this is an example of media advertisement. Alright, I mean newspaper ads. Okay, pwede ka mag-respond through send mo yung resume doon. Okay, before usong-uso ito, but somehow medyo more on electronics na tayo. Okay, yun na yung platform. Alright, we also have this. Okay, this is an example of advertisement. Okay, Job Street. Okay, LinkedIn, and many more. Okay, na kung saan isasend nila yung resume nila and other contact information sa through computer. Alright, next would be okay. Pwede silang mag-respond through walk-in. Okay? We have your help wanted. Okay? Na kung saan yung isang tao pwedeng mag-apply dun sa mismong establishment. Okay, we can respond by calling. That is number one of the responding media advertisement. We have respond by calling when an organization wants to either quickly screen the applicants or hear an applicant's phone voice. Example is telemarketing, receptionist positions, or other things that can needs to hear your voice. It could be but for now, pwede ito sa or mostly ginagamit ito ng mga BPO companies. Why? It's because they would like to hear or they want to hear the type of voice of a person and also if they can speak English fluently. So usually with this generation, an employer wants to see your voice first. Okay, bago kanila not wants to see, it's want to hear your voice first bago kanila i-invite for an interview. Okay? Pros dito, I mean, advantage nito kasi an employee can decline an application already. Okay, halimbawa, may nakuha ka ng work and then matagal tumawag sa employer na in-applyan mo, is you can respond through sabihin mo, meron ka ng work, you're no longer interested, and so on. Okay? And then, both of you, the applicant and also the company, hindi magsasayang ng oras pa. Okay? If you're no longer interested. And also them. Okay? We have apply in-person ads. When they don't want their phones tied up by applicants calling, example, travel agency or pizza delivery restaurant na kung saan busy yung mga tao, Okay, na kung saan parang they value time. Though more company naman value yung time. Pero this type kasi na laging wala yung tao doon sa baka doon sa pwesto. Okay? Laging ang mamaya ang job design niyan is lagi siyang nasa labas or nagbubuhat and something like that. Okay? So they want to see the person. Okay? And they do not want na mag-respond by phones. Want the applicants to fill out a specific job application or want to get a physical look at the oh okay physical look okay at the applicant. Alright, gusto niya makita kung ano yung itsura ng applicant na nag-a-apply. Okay, if that is the case, most of the time apply in a person ads is papapuntahin nila yung employee. Okay, after nila papuntahin, halimbawa kung pang frontliner ka na kailangan humarap sa tao, gusto nila makita yung itsura mo, mas better kung makita mo yung tao. Okay? Kasi yun yung number one key nila is to see that applicant. Alright? And then ayaw din nila na kung ma-tied up yung ano nila, yung telephone calls. Alright? Also, with this apply na person ads, you have to fill out yung specific job application. Kasi kapag sa ibang industry or ibang organization, bukod sa resume mo, when you get inside of that company, may kailangan ka pang fill upan. And then yung fill upan mo, dun sila ngayon magtatanong, okay, ng mga itatanong nila during interview. Alright? And then they're going to attach that one sa kung may second interview ba yan, may third interview ba yan, may final interview ba yan, and also attach din nila yun sa 201 files. We also have send resume ads when the organization expects a large response and does not have the resources to speak with 1,000 of applicants. For this one, mas gusto ni employer na isend mo sa kanila yung resume mo before they give you a call. Okay? Kasi nga, they want to screen your resume first. Okay? So, after nyo makita yung qualifications mo, if ikaw ba ay suit sa hinahanap nila, doon sila ngayon magbibigay ng tawag. Okay? Na we would like to invite you for an interview, something like that. Also, tinitingnan din nila if your place is near dun sa papasukan mo and other information pa. Okay, so hinahanap nila. Next would be blind box. Okay, blind box. Ito yung I'm not sure if I have a sample of blind box, but this is an example of wanted HR assistant, halimbawa, or salesman. Send your resume or call this number. Minsan may ganon. Send your resume, but usually send your resume at this email address blah 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 at yahoo.com or at gmail.com. Bakit may mga ganong company na ayaw magpakilala? Okay? Because number one is that the organization doesn't want its name in public. Okay? So ayaw nila na ipamalita sa lahat na sila ay hiring. Bakit? Baka kasi dumugin sila ng company na yon. Dumugin sila ng tao para mag-apply sa company na yon. Okay? And they do not want that one. Blind box, minsan naman, kung hindi ito by sending resume, okay, through email, usually itong blind box ay parang booth. Okay? Iluhulog mo lang doon yung resume mo. After mo ihulog, hindi sila at basta ito yung mga hindi nagpapakilala na company. Okay? Hiring HR assistant lang pero walang nakalagay and doon kung anong name, 'di ba? And then minsan lalo ng mga Pilipino, minsan magtataka baka may scam ba to, wala kasing name ng company and so on and so on, or baka mamaya hindi to totoo. Okay? So, ginagawa naman yung blind box is because of um, para i-hide yung name of the company. Okay? Pangalawa, the company might fear that people wouldn't apply if they knew the name of the company. Okay, halimbawa, si company, not to mention, but yung mga company na babalita sa TV na may kaso sa BIR, may kaso sa NBI, something like that, or yung nagkaroon ng issue. Okay? Hinahide nila yung name na yun, it's because of hindi ka na hindi ka makapag karoon sa mind mo na negative about dun sa company yon, negative feedback about sa company yon. Okay? So, halimbawa, funeral pala yan, and then you are afraid to work in a funeral kahit nasabihin mo na hindi naman doon sa mismong punerarya ka or morgue ka mailalagay. Halimbawa, admin assistant ka sa isang company pero yung place nun is different place. Okay? So, ganun siya. Ina-hide yung name ng company. Para, yung nature ng job, or kung may nakadikit man silang bad things or bad words dun sa company na yun, is maiiwasan nila. Alright? Number 3, rare occasions, a company needs to terminate an employee but wants first to find a replacement. Alright? So, kasi nga, itong si company, halimbawa, bumaba na yung job evaluation niya and then, nag-conduct na ng training pero ganun pa rin yung performance ng employee. So, ang gagawin ng employer, para hindi niya sabihin na naghahanap sila ng tao, magkakaroon sila ng hiring, which is blind box. Okay? Na para hindi sumama yung loob ng employee na ay tatanggalin din naman pala ako neto na employer. So, magloloko na lang ako, uwi ko na yung mga gamit dito sa office. O pwedeng ganon. Or pwede namang awol. Or pwede namang any kind of reason na pwedeng mai-apply natin kung bakit nila tinatago sa isang empleyado na hiring sila. Okay, but mostly, may gusto silang tanggalin dun sa company na yun. Kaya, nililimatahan nila. Okay, pati yung mga people with inside of that organization, ayaw nila ipaalam yun. Okay, so yun yung purpose ng blind box. And here's how to respond a newspaper advertisement. This is a brief one. In responding calling, dapat practice your first few sentences. Okay? Yan, you may read na lang on your end. Okay, the do's and don'ts. Anong kailangan natin gawin? Okay? These are the information for these 4 kinds ng how to respond in advertisement. Next, we're done with how to respond with advertisement. We are now going to how to write recruitment ads. Okay? Ads displaying the company. Okay, ads displaying the company emblem and using creative illustrations attract the greatest number of applicants, but ads that include the salary range and company phone number attracts the highest quality of applicant. Alright, according to research, yung mga ads daw na mas catchy ang pag-post niya or ang symbol niya sa isang ads, mas more makaka-attract ng applicants. Okay? Mas creative yung illustration, mas greatest number daw ng applicants sa pwedeng mag-apply. Okay? Pero yung mga ads daw na mm, mas kita or nakalagay yung salary and then the phone number, nakaka-attract naman ng highest quality applicants. So, kung ang ads mo ay walang number, okay, and then salary, they're more into the catchy thing. Okay? More on illustration. Pero pag nakalagay doon is the highest quality, nakalagay doon is the phone number and also salary, mas highest yung quality na mag-a-apply sa'yo. That's according to research. Next bullet, containing realistic information about the job rather than information that is too good to be true, increase applicant attraction to the organization. So what does it mean? Kung mas kapani-paniwala ang isang information na nakalagay sa isang recruitment ads, mas madami daw na ma-attract ang mga tao. Kesa sa ads ang nakalagay ay parang malabo na. Yung parang too good to be true na siya. Okay? Bakit? It's because of people nowadays aware na sobrang ganda naman yan, baka ganito. Okay? That's according to research. Baka may flaws. Okay? Ano yung mga mali? So, mas magdadalang isip sila mag-apply dun sa recruitment ads na yon. Next, ads containing information about the selection process affect the probability that applicants will apply for our job. Okay? For this one, halimbawa dito isang ads na kung saan mas gusto ng isang ads na mag-apply sila in person. Pero the selection process ng pagkuha sa kanila is titingnan ni company is through GPA or grade point average mo nung nag-aaral ka. Okay, mas prefer nila yung may Latin honors but they are not including yung qualification na yon with that certain ads. Kasi may thinking or nakaka-apekto itong type of itong ads na ganito na may qualifications na nakalagay na gusto nila sa selection of participants, not participants, sorry, selection of employee. Kasi nga, yung probability na matanggap sila is inuunahan nila. Okay? So, even though na may nakalagay with Latin honors, okay, okay, minsan yung isang ibang company, inaalis yun sa paggawa ng writing ng recruitment ads because of ayaw nila malimitahan even though that preferred nila yung ganon or may experience yung preferred nila, ayaw nila malimitahan yung mga taong walang qualifications na hinahanap nila. Okay? So, giving a chance pa rin sa mga taong wala. Halimbawa, preferably with 1 year experience in HR, but fresh graduates are encouraged to apply. That is an example of that one. Okay? And next, I forgot to add in writing recruitment ads, meron din yung kung according to research, kung mas detailed daw ang nakalagay doon sa paggawa mo ng ads, alright? Mas magkakaroon ng idea ang tao na fit sila dun sa organization. And then mas magkakaroon sila ng chance or probability na mag-apply doon. Kasi detailed na yung hinahanap mo. Okay, so that's according to research. And we have electronic media. Whereas 96% of organizations run recruitment advertisements in newspapers, only 26% use television and radio to advertise job openings. All right? Okay, so survey lang ito. It's in US. It's according to book of Michael Amon. All right. We also have situation wanted ads. Situation wanted ads are placed by applicant rather than by organization. What is the example of this? Okay, so all right, here. Situation wanted ads. If you will notice, okay, ang pagsulat ng situation wanted ads is based on the qualifications na hinahanap nila rather than sa name of company. Okay? Ayan, like top speech writer, currently writing speeches for Fortune 200 CEO, background in tech, multi-industry, and Wall Street Wash, son, the address. The Wall Street Journal. Okay, that is the example of situation wanted ads. We also have point of purchase methods. Point of purchase methods. The point of purchase method of recruitment is based on the same POP. Point of purchase advertising principles using to market products to consumers. Okay? Itong point of purchase method, ito yung mapapansin natin sa mga resibo. Halimbawa, bumili ka sa isang restaurant. Okay? Sa isang restaurant na yon, at the bottom part ng resibo, may nakalagay na, be part of our company. Okay? We encourage you to apply. Okay? Ang goal kasi nila is that maibigay yung para mas mapadali nga naman yung mga pupunta sa kanila, ilalagay nila yon sa mga resibo. Or, alright, we have examples. Now hiring smiling faces. Alright? It's either na ang gusto nila ding makuha is advertising principle used to market products to consumers. Ay yung mga bumibili din sa kanila. Okay? Because these people has an idea already. Okay. Point of purchase methods. Okay. This is not exactly a point of purchase methods. Okay. But we have here, because in points of purchase method, wala na ako masyadong nakikita pa na gumagamit nun. Alright? Pero we have your Jollibee. Or minsan itong nakapastil na to is nasa loob siya ng restaurant. Right? Tapos, ang mga dumadaan, example lang nito is kadalasan kasi wala yung sa labas, diba? Nandoon siya sa loob. Itong advertisement na to. Okay? Yung mga consumer din. Yun yung mga balak nila. Bakit? It's because para makaikayat yung employee, mas madali makita and the likes. Okay? Now, let's move for topic number 2. We have recruiters. Okay? For this, ito yung pumupunta sa school. Okay? Campus recruiter. Well, as part of HR, okay, ng isang school, they have dapat na activity or program na kung saan sila yung kukontak sa mga companies. Okay? So, mapapansin nyo, or when you get in fourth year, or makapunta kayo sa fourth year college, after nun, pag kayo gagraduate, ay maraming recruiter na pupunta sa school. Okay? Because as part of HR, ng isang school, dapat nagkakandak sila ng ganon, placement. Okay? So, saan nila ilalagay yung mga employees sila? Contact sila ngayon ng maraming companies, and then they will invite these people na they'll be conducting na parang pa-job fair bago graduate yung mga employees, which is part naman yun ng guidance. Okay? So, bakit ko siya nasabi? It's because of Ito mga campus recruiter na to, okay? Hindi, minsan after college, may magte-text sa'yo pala na we are inviting you kahit wala ka namang in-applyan. Kasi si school ay binigay yung mga personal informations mo, yung number, something like the email, okay? Na hinihingi kasi yun ng mga companies na parang since na in-invite mo kami, dapat para parang kapalit, okay? Pero part siya ng guidance. Okay. For this campus recruiter naman, ito yung mga tao na pumupunta dun sa school. Okay, na parang may pa-job fair. Okay? Mas madaling na impluwensyahan or mas madaling na hikayat ng mga campus recruiter ang mga fresh graduates. Okay? According sa research. Okay? Also, itong mga campus recruiters na to, minsan, yung mga initial interview, okay, ay doon na mismo sa loob ng school ginagawa. It can be doon sa, pwedeng may separate room or pwede naman sa loob ng gym, tapos may kanya-kanyang booth doon. Okay, ganun siya, yung mga campus recruiter. Next. We have virtual job fairs. Due to the cost considerations, many employers have cut back on the use of on-campus recruiting. Okay? So, virtual job fairs, dahil nga sa, syempre, magpapadala si company ng mga tao dun sa isang school, alright? Dahil sa masyadong price ito, kasi pagdala nila doon is gaano kadami mga HR yung mga ilalagay nila or gaano kadaming recruiter yung ilalagay nila doon. Alright? Kapag sila nagpadala ng ganon, is that ang mangyayari, costly yun dun sa company. So, ang gagawin nila is magbibigay na lang sila ng isang email address or ng isang web wherein doon pwede mag-apply yung mga student. Okay? Imbes na sa magdadirect sila doon sa mismong school. Okay? Kung saan pwede din sila makapag-usap, ano yung background ng company, and so on and so forth. Next would be outside recruiter. Alright? For this outside recruiter, we have executive search firms, headhunters, private employment agency, executive search firms are designed to make a profit from recruitment activities, whereas public employment agency are operated by state and local public agency and are strictly non-profit. Okay, outside recruiter, ito yung it's like ang pinagkaiba ng executive search firms, okay, ay sila yung maghanap ng tao para dun sa company. It can be agency, okay, it can be recruitment firm. Si headhunters naman, pinagkaiba niya doon is that, kunyari, kailangan ng isang company or ng Jollibee ng isang magaling na general manager. Okay? And then, ang gagawin niya is, pwedeng i-pirate niya yung isang general manager ng McDo. Alright? Tapos, ang tawag doon, headhunters. Merong sariling specific na tao na hinahanap. Okay? It can be one, it can be many. Tapos, opera nila to na malaki. Okay? So, I have this an experience when I was in a BPO. Okay? There's a lot of companies kasi na nagsasabi na, sir, before you can apply po for HR, is kailangan po muna dumaan kayo as an agent. Okay? Kasi, ang tawag doon is internal recruitment. Though totoo naman, but the probability na mapunta ka doon or the job opening is that less. It's because of, sa dami na pinangukuhan nilang ganun is, onti din yung probability na ma-hire ka. Okay, so, if mataas ang demand or mataas ang gusto makapasok sa HR and then ang kailangan muna nila is mag-work ka muna sa BPO para maging HR ka and then you can apply after 2 years and so on, ay mas lesser yung chance. Okay? So, um, kaya may mga ganong tao na nag-choose na mag-stay kasi pagkakaroon naman ng job opening sa IT. Yung something like that scenario. You have employment agencies. Okay, so ano pinagkaiba nito kanina? Executive search firm, private employment agency, and executive search firm are designed to make a profit from recruitment activities. But these employment agencies operate in one of two ways. They charge either the company or the applicant. When the applicant takes the job, the amount charged usually ranges from 10 to 30% in US of the applicant first year salary. Okay? Dito, sa executive search firm at saka headhunters, wala silang, oh, may cut ka ha. Okay? Kasi nga agency. Or kasi nga, recruitment firm to. Okay? Or search firm. Dito naman, kinukuha na nila sa employee kasi nga, since na sila nakahanap kay employee, or tinulungan nila si employee na makahanap ng work, magkakaroon ka ng cut. Usually nga, siya ay 10% or to 30% of your first year salary. Okay? Marami nito sa Makati. Okay? May mga, sir, trabaho po, ganyan ganto. Something like that. Minsan naman, itong si company, wala namang bawas. Okay? Pero, ginagawa is, binibigyan ni company yung agent, I mean, yung agent ng incentive. Every time na may hire ka, every time na may papasa sa interview hanggang final, is makakuha ka ng 800 pesos. Something like that. Kaya itong, kung mapapansin nyo, kapag nagpunta kayo sa Alabang, sa Makati, or sa, kung saan pa man, maraming mga BPO agent na nag-aalok. Okay? Na, sir, apply ka po, sir, kailangan mo po trabaho, and something like that. It's because of, they are gaining incentive. We have public employment agencies. The third type of outside recruitment organization is state and local employment agencies. These public employment agencies are designed primarily to help the unemployed find work, but they often offer services such as career advisement and resume preparation. Many public employment agencies have made finding jobs easier by placing kiosks in locations such as shopping malls and public buildings. Okay? Here in the Philippines, we have peso, right? Kung saan, pwede ka dun mag-apply kung ano yung mga job openings. Okay? Public Employment Agency. Next, ayan, as I mentioned earlier, we have peso office in City Hall. Okay? We have here in Bacoor or other municipalities then, kahit not in Bacoor, there is one peso agency. Employer referrals, in which current employees recommend family members and friends for specific job openings. Okay? When we say employer referrals, si employee, magre-refer siya ng tao. Mag-recommend siya ng family members, friend, para sa specific job openings. Which is in line din sa outside recruitment. Okay? We have direct mail. It has been successful in product advertising. Several organizations use it to recruit applicants, especially those who are not actively job hunting. Okay? Okay, so indirect mail, minsan makikita mo parang just like spam. Okay, wala ka namang ina-apply pero you are receiving an email. It's called direct mail. We have internet. Internet recruiting efforts take take one or of two forms: employer-based website and internet recruiting sites. Okay? So understandable siya, no need to explain. And we have internet. We have internet recruiters and employer-based websites. So what are the difference between of these two? So the difference between of these two, for internet let's move muna sa employer-based websites. Sa employer-based websites, halimbawa ay San Miguel Corporation. Okay? San Miguel Corporation, that specific website is for San Miguel. And then, they will be posting kung ano yung mga job hiring nila or available position that an employee can apply. Sa internet recruiters, this is a site where nandoon yung mga list of work, list of companies. Okay? So, almost the same, pero si internet recruiters ay may iba't iba yung company nakalagay doon, just like Jobstreet. Okay? And employer-based website is specific doon sa isang company na kung saan pwede siya ano yung mga job openings doon sa loob ng company na yun. We have job fairs designed to provide information in personal fashion to as many applicants as possible. Okay, job fairs, we have these usually yearly, like Labor Day, para magbigay information and mag-conduct neto job fairs. We already know that one, right? And if you have question, by the way, still ask me. Okay, example of job fair na kinakandak ng PESO, which is PESO is under ng public agency. Okay? Yung mga nasa mall. And we have incentives. When an employee rates are low, organizations have to take extra measure to recruit employees. One of these measures is to offer incentive for employees to accept jobs with an organization. Though these incentives often come in the form of financial signing bonus, other type of incentive are increasing in popularity. Okay? This type of technique or strategies, binibigyan ng company to para makapag-recruit ng tao. Halimbawa, in BPO, okay? Ang BPO kasi, manpower is very important. Okay? Kasi, kapag, halimbawa, inbound calls, okay? Sila yung tatawag sa'yo, yung client. Kapag bumaba yung sa service level, is, I'm not sure if may bibigyan ng penalty itong, halimbawa, meron tayong Alorica. Okay, halimbawa lang to. Sa Alorica, hindi sila yung mismong company. Ang mismong company is yung ano ang hawak mo, anong account mo, yun yung company sa loob ni Alorica. So, sa Alorica, marami siyang hawak na account, which is hawak na company. Sila yung nagbabayad kay Alorica. And if this Alorica, hindi masustain yun, yung service level na hinahanap na kailangan i-provide nila doon kay, halimbawa, ang hawak nila ay GMA or ABS-CBN. Halimbawa, yan. Okay? For customer service assistant, kapag bumaba yung service level mo, it's either may penalty si Alorica, penalty yan sila ni GMA or the ABS-CBN, something like that. Okay? And for them to attract more employees, okay, ang ginagawa neto ay, sige, apply ka sa amin, for 6 months, kapag nandoon ka sa company, meron kang signing bonus na 15,000, 20,000, and so on. More on, bakit yun yung ginawa ko? Example, it's because of mas in demand siya doon. Mas nakikita natin siya doon. Kaya, okay, para makapaganap sila ng employees, ganun yung ginagawa nila. May mga incentives upon hiring. We have recruitment passive applicants to serve the web, especially blogs and social networking sites such as Facebook and MySpace. Okay? We also have evaluating the effectiveness of recruitment strategies. Considering the number of potential recruitment sources, it is important to determine which source is best to use. Okay? And according to this one, referrals yung may pinakamataas. Okay? Kasi if you will notice, sa number of applicants from 40, in a column of advertisement, Number of qualified ay 10. Number of hired, 2. Yung successful applicant is 0. Okay? Pag referrals naman, 30, 15, 7 to 4. Yung breakdown. Pag walk-in naman, is this. Why is that? It's because of, for these referrals, yung mga nagre-refer na tao is, alam mo na yung capability nila, alam mo na yung kakayahan nila, and you are, ganun ang katindi para makuha yung si employee. By the way, for referrals is maaaring may makukuha din yung tao na nag-refer. Okay, example is BPO. Kapag may successful applicant ka, sometimes 10,000, 15, 20. Cost per applicant. Okay, let's just review kung may skip tayo. We have cost per applicant, okay, which is determined by dividing the number of applicants by amount spent for each strategy. All right. For this one, cost per applicant, which is determined by dividing the number of applicants by amount of spent for each strategy. Halimbawa, nag-produce ka ng isang leaflets or newspaper ads. Okay, para ma-identify mo kung yung strategy ba na ginawa mo is effective, i-divide mo yun sa number of applicants na nag-apply. Okay? So, for this one, na-identify mo kung yung strategy mo ba is akma or efficient or effective. Halimbawa, kung nag-work ka sa isang recruitment firm or sa isang company or organization na nangangailangan na maraming applicants. Okay? And nag-advertise ka sa YouTube, sa Facebook, or electronic or any other form na kung saan makakakuha ka ng number of applicants, i-divide mo kung magkano yung nagastos mo sa mga na-hire na applicants. And then, ma-identify mo kung magkano ba per yung naibayad ko. Okay, kung efficient or kung effective ba yung form strategy ko para sa cost per applicant. Next is cost per qualified applicant. Syempre, alam naman natin na yung mga pumupuntang applicant or nag-a-apply is not all of them are qualified. Look at either the number of qualified applicants or cost per qualified applicants itself. Okay? Ganito yun. Alam naman natin na, as I mentioned earlier, na hindi lahat yan is qualified for the certain job. Okay? Tinitingnan mo din dapat kung ilan yung mga qualified applicants na nakukuha mo. Halimbawa, sa isang example natin BPO company, it's because of mas in demand at saka mas nangyayari to. Not all of them na nakukuha sa isang recruitment firm, halimbawa, ay successful applicants. Okay? I-divide nila yon nung ilang, kapag dito ako sa agency na ito, nagbayad ng isang company, halimbawa is BPO company, na kung nag-hire sila ng isang recruitment firm na kung saan maghahanap sila ng employee, magkano ba yung magagastos nila per applicant? Okay? Para malaman nila kung effective yun. Okay? And yung nakuha nilang applicant na nag-apply is titingnan nila kung ilan ba doon ang qualified applicant. Okay, so i-sort out nila yon. Best ba kaya itong recruitment firm na ito para dito kami kumuha ng mga applicants? Dito kami sila yung platform namin para makukuha kami ng number of applicants or hindi? Okay? Syempre kasi gagastos ka doon. Aside from that, another example is that sa training. Kung mag-work ka sa isang BPO company, halimbawa, ay may nakalagay doon na babayaran mo kung hindi mo kinontinue ang training at wala ka pa, halimbawa nakalagay sa contract ay 1 year, 1.5 years or 2 years dapat mag-stay ka sa company or tapusin mo yung training period para wala kang mabayarang bond or something or nagastos sila sa iyo. Ano-ano ba yung mga nagastos nila sa iyo? Halimbawa, nag-hire sila outside ng trainer. Halimbawa, yung mga books, notebook, manual, ballpen, jacket, na mga ibinibigay nila upon hiring ng employee is mababalik sa kanila. Kaya sinusure nila na para mabalik itong mga bayad na to is kailangan mo muna mag-attend sa amin ng at least 6 months or 1 year bago ka muna mag-resign. Okay? Para ma-compensate yung gastos na ginastos nila during your training. Okay? That is the cost per qualified applicants. Alright? Next would be, and cost per applicant also an example. Realistic job interview. Why do we need to have a realistic job interview? It's because para maiwasan natin yung mga tao or mga employee na nagba-back out. Okay? Isang mahalaga din sa para malaman yun is bigyan mo sila ng realistic job interview. Ano ba yung aasahan nila when they get into the company? Okay? Next, realistic job interviews. The logic behind RGPs is that realistic job interview is that even though telling the truth scares away many, especially the most qualified ones, the ones who stay will not be surprised about the job because they know what to expect. Informed applicants will tend to stay on the job longer than applicants who did not understand the nature of a job. So meaning to say, kung qualified man yung applicants na yan dun sa certain job, okay, nang hinahanap mo, if that employee ay hindi naman niya kinontinue, yung work na yon is cost din yun ng company. Okay? It's time, effort, and kung mainibigay ka man like training or magkano nagastos mo para i-train sa employee, it's mahalaga din tingnan. Kaya dapat bibigyan natin sa employee ng what do they expect when they get into the company. Okay? Effective employee selection techniques. Effective employee selection systems share 3 characteristics. What are these? They are valid, reduce the chance of legal chance, and are cost-effective. A valid selection test is one that is based on the job analysis. Content validity predicts work-related behavior, criterion validity, and measure the construct it purports to measure or the construct validity. So, dapat tinitingnan din natin yun. Kasama din dito sa cost per applicant and cost per qualified applicant. Bumalik tayo kanina sa example na kung may binibigay ka psychological test, may binibigay kang type of test sa kanila. Okay, syempre binabayaran yun ni company. Okay? Syempre may allotted budget yun doon. If that employee is that na-determine mo pa lang na hindi siya qualified, okay, hindi mo, yung naitas mo siya is mababa yung type of personality niya or different personality, type of personality niya dun sa hinahanap mong applicant, why do you need to continue that employee? Okay, para sa training. Okay? So, dapat tingnan natin kung yung content validity, mapapredict natin yung work-related, okay, behavior, yung criterion validity. Construct validity is, it purports what to measure. Okay? By the way, if you still have question, you may ask me during synchronous or asynchronous. Types of interview. Okay. So, is there any other better type ng interview or best type of interview na kinakonduct ng isang HR or ng isang company? So, we're going to tackle that one. We have a structured interview. A structured interview is one in which the source of question is job analysis, job-related question. All applicants are asked the same question and there is a standardized scoring. Scoring key to evaluate each answer. Sa structured interview, may sinusundan tayo, okay? May format tayo. Okay? Dito, kung ano yung lumabas sa job-related question during job analysis, ito yung ilalagay mo sa job structured interview mo. Type of interview questions, okay? Para ma-align or makita kung swak nga ba sa employee doon. Okay? But there are times kasi na kapag structured interview ang ginamit mo, halimbawa in BPO company, balik ulit tayo sa BPO company because it's in demand, okay? So kung magkakanda ka ng BPO company, pagkatapos ang nature ng work mo ay more on grammar, more on how they talk to people or the clients, Do you still need structured interview? Na alam mo naman na these people could practice or could watch or yung mga sasabihin nila. So that's why we are conducting unstructured interview. An unstructured interview is one in which interviewers are free to ask anything they want. Okay? It depends pa rin so kung ano yung tinitingnan mo sa employee and then the nature of the job. Kailangan swak yung job analysis mo. Kung ano ba talaga yung type of questions na kailangan mong ibato dun sa employee. And there are times that in unstructured interview, there are BPOs na, what is your favorite food? Okay, do you know? Or what is your favorite hobbies? Kunyari, magluto. Okay, could you tell me if your favorite dish is, example, adobo, how to cook adobo? And then, they're giving an instruction kung paano ba magluto ng adobo step by step. They're not into that specific process how to cook adobo. But they just wanted to analyze and see also kung how you construct sentence. Okay, kasi yung nature of job na ina-applyan nila ng mga applicants or na employee ay about sa speaking. Okay, sa construction ng sentence. Okay, kaya there is a structured interview. Now, we have structured, we have unstructured. Sa unstructured naman, plus nito is that dahil sa unstructured interview ka, hindi mo alam kung kung ano pa yung other types ng interview na ilalagay mo dahil nga unstructured siya kasi tinatanong mo lang kahit na anong gusto mo. Pero ang pros naman nito is depending nga sa type of company na a-applyan ng employee ko, anong nature of work na yon. Next, semi-structured. Okay? For this semi-structured, let's go back to the last slide. Sinasabi na this is the best type of interview. When we say semi-structured, it's a combination of structured and unstructured. Pwede ka magtanong ng mga objective type of question based on the job analysis that you conducted, if you are the HR, and then add some unstructured questions during interview. Okay, so dalawa, makikita mo, pwede ka mag-bat in ng question and pwede ka din gumawa ng set of questions that is in line dun sa ina-applyan mo. Ina-applyan ng employee. Next, style. What are the styles of interview? We have one-on-one interview involved one interviewer interviewing one applicant. That is one-on-one interview. Okay? Sa serial interviews naman involves a series of single interviews. Okay? Dito sa serial interview, malimbawa, in-interviewin ka ng HR General Manager ng 10. Okay? Pumasa ka kay General Manager ng HR. Syempre, ang hawak sa'yo is not only the HR General Manager itself, pero hawakan ka din ni supervisor kung sino ang person in charge mo doon by 11. Halimbawa, ganun siya. Okay, so may series, may tinitingnan, and different type of people din yon na mag-i-interview sa'yo. That is serial interview. We also have return interviews are similar to serial interviews with the difference between passing of time between the first and the subsequent interview. So what does it mean? Okay, so for this, halimbawa na interview ka ng HR manager, tapos papabalikin ka para i-interview ka naman ng ibang tao or ng ibang assigned position. That's a return interview. Okay, so si one-on-one, isa lang nag-i-interview. We have serial interview is yung may series tayo dito. Halimbawa, si HR, dan na mag-interview sa HR by 8 or 9 or 10, tapos babalikan siya for afternoon para interviewin naman ng isang mag-interview, which is the supervisor kung sino yung hawak. Sa return interview, parang similar sila ni serial interview. However, si return interview is papabalikan mo sa employees. Okay? Why is that? Because most of the time, ang gagawin mo kay employees ay titingnan titingnan mo kung sino-sino yung mga qualified employees na mag-a-apply nung araw na yun. Okay? And then, isusort out mo yung resume nila based on sa pagkuha mo ng interview. Based on sa nakandak mong interview. And then, papublikin mo yung mga qualified applicants to go to the next interview. With a different people pa rin. Or it might be the same people, but different questions. We also have panel interview. Have multiple interviewer asking questions and evaluating answer for the same applicant. Okay? So, sa panel interview, ang ginagawa dito ay set of interviewers. Okay? Halimbawa, I had this experience na nag-apply ako sa isang clothing company. Sa clothing company na yun, nandun ako sa isang room. Okay? Tapos, lahat sila nagbabato ng question depende sa kung ano ang sinagot ko or nag-interject ng question. Okay? That's a panel interview. Also, applicable din to sa mga malalaking companies as well. Si panel interview. So, sila yung sasala sa'yo. We also have group interviews. Have multiple applicants answering questions during the same interview. Okay? Dito naman, I had an experience sa group interviews na sa isang buong room namin, may isa lang yung nag-interview. And then, yung questions na yon is iisa kayo ng question. Maaaring iisa kayo ng question, okay? And how you will answer. Example, okay, Jello, pick number 1 to 10. Halimbawa, 10 kayo doon sa isang room. Then, may isang interviewer. Okay, number 10. Okay, the question will be unstructured interview nangyari. If you will be an actor, what character you will choose and why? And then you will answer that one. Okay? So, that is an example of group interviews. Lahat ng mga tao na ay nandoon sa isang buong room or sa isang buong place tapos i-interviewin kayo, it's either na magkakasunod, okay? Nasa isang interview place lang kayo. Okay? We also have serial panel group interview are the combination of all style. Okay, so for this, kukunin mo yung mga qualified employees na nakapasa. Okay? Tapos, serial panel interview. When you say serial, may series of interview, papabalikin mo, and then group interview pa rin siya, or nasa isang place pa rin. Okay? That's how differ itong serial panel interview. Medium. Okay? For the medium, we have face-to-face interview, provide a personal setting, and allow the participant to use both visual and vocal cues to evaluate information. Okay, so face-to-face interview, tinitingnan din kasi how they gusto niya makita ng mga interviewer kung paano yung in-act ni applicant, how they answer. Okay? And also, kung paano sila sumagot. What are the vocal cues na nakikita sa applicant? This is to evaluate an applicant as well. We also have telephone interviews are often used to screen applicants but do not allow the use of visual cues. Not always a bad thing. Why? Because for this, malalaman natin agad kung si employee ay interested sa company or may screen na natin if we are the HR or isa sa isang recruiter, makikita na natin kung qualified ba si employee sa hinahanap natin. Okay? So, not always a bad thing. It's because of since example would be hindi pala na-interested si employee or halimbawa sinabi mo yung policy and then hindi pala siya willing to work sa malayong company or willing to work in shifting schedule. Okay? So, both of these party, ang HR at saka ang employee is nakakapag-save ng time. So, hindi siya palaging bad thing since that hindi mo naman nakikita sa employee. So, ang gagawin mo is masama na yun or hindi na siya yung okay type. Okay, so gagamit natin sa telephone interviews to screen ang applicants. And to prove kung tama nga ba talaga yung, ano ba yung mga nasa resume niya, tama nga ba talaga yun. And so on. Next would be video conference interview are conducted at remote sites. The applicant and the interviewer can hear and see each other, but the setting is not as personal, nor is the image and vocal quality of the interview as sharp as face-to-face interview. Okay, that is the video conference interview. We also have written interviews involve applicant answering a series of written questions and then sending the answer back through regular mail or through mail. Okay? So, with these written interviews, ibinabalik mo yung set of question na ibinigay nila sa'yo after you answer that one. Okay? Advantages and structured interview. Though some HR professionals think they are using a structured interview, they ask the same question of everyone. It is a job relatedness and standardized scoring, and most distinguish the structured from the unstructured interview. Okay, so meaning to say, when asking a structured interview, nakalagay doon na related yung sinasabi mo. Okay, based on sa job analysis mo. However, sa problem naman ng unstructured interview, poor intuitive ability, lack of job relatedness, kasi nga you can ask anything, primus effect, or first impression. Okay? Bakit nagkakaganon? Contrast effect, negative information bias, interviewer or interviewee similarity, interviewee appearance, nonverbal cues. Okay? So, yan yung mga problem. Bakit may interviewee similarity? It's because of, dahil nga sa hindi subjective yan, it might be, ang mangyari dyan ay may, nakikita mo yung tao ng similarity sa'yo, kaya mo siya i-hire. May first impressions also, kasi nga, dahil sa hindi siya related, yung mga tinatanong mo during an interview, is once this employee na ay na-qualified at nakapasok, nakapag-work dun sa company, is that hindi applicable or wala sa kanya hinahanap mo. Okay, pasok din dun yung contrast effect. Now, we are now creating a structured interview. Number 1, determining the case house to tap in the interview. Okay, the knowledge, skill, ability, and others. Okay? So, na-discuss na natin yon sa previous lesson. Number 2, creating interview question. We have qualifiers, disqualifiers, skill level determiners, and future-focused question. Okay, number 1, or first bullet, allow the interviewer to clarify information in their resume, cover letter, application, fill in gaps, and obtain other necessary information. Alright? Okay. Disqualifiers are questions that must be answered a particular way or the applicant is disqualified. Okay? We also have skill level determiners. Tap an interviewee's level of expertise. Okay, so titingnan mo din doon kung marunong nga ba siya talaga sa gantong bagay. Mag-look in-depth ka. Future focus question, also called situational question, ask an applicant what she would do in a particular situation. Okay? Halimbawa, may question, okay? Halimbawa, nasa sales ka, halimbawa, may nakita kang shoplifter, okay, sa isang mall, anong gagawin mo? Something like that. Example of future focus question or situational question. Past focus question, sometimes referred to a pattern behavior description interviews, differ from situational interview question by focusing on previous behavior rather than future intended behavior. That is, applicants are asked to provide specific example of how they demonstrate job-related skills in previous job. Okay? Halimbawa, may experience ka na sa sales. Okay? So, anong ginagawa mo kung hindi ka nakakota? Anong ginagawa mo para makakota ka? Something like that. Okay? Because we're looking for pattern behavior. Okay? We also have organizational fit questions to the extent to which an applicant will fit into the culture and organization or with the leadership style of a particular supervisor. Okay? If this company is about nagmamatter sa kanilang religion, titingnan mo din kung yung culture na itong tao na to is in line doon sa company. Okay? Number 3, creating a scoring key for interview answer. Right or wrong approach. Some interview questions, especially skill level determiners, can be scored simply on the basis of whether the answer given was correct or incorrect. Okay? Typical answer approach naman is the idea behind the typical answer approach is to create a list of all possible answers to each question, have subject matter experts rate the favorableness of each answer, and then use these ratings to serve as a benchmark for each point of 5-point scale. Okay, that is the example of typical answer approach. Halimbawa, kapag sinagot ni applicant ay ganito, during that interview, how will you rate that one? Okay? That's why you need to have a subject matter expert. Okay? So, kung ganito, wag mo nang kukunin sa applicant. Halimbawa, ganun. Kung ganito ang sinagot niya is by points to. Okay? Doon mo siya i-rate sa applicant. Benchmark answer will greatly increase the scoring reliability because the number of possible answers to any question is probably finite. It might be a good idea at this stage to brainstorm all possible answers to a question and then benchmark each of the answer. Okay? Sa benchmark answer, meron tayong parang tinitingnan na benchmark. Kapag sinagot niya to, is possible na i-hire natin siya or mas mataas yung reliability na magawa niya tong task na to. Something like that. We also have key issues approach. A problem with typical answer approach is that there are many possible answers to a question, and applicants often provide answers that could fit parts of several different benchmarks. Okay? If you have a question, you may reach me again during synchronous, just a reminder, or asynchronous. We also have number 4, conducting a structured interview. Build rapport. Okay, do not begin asking questions until applicants have had time to settle their nerves. Building rapport is an important step as it results in the applicant feeling more positive about an interview. Once an applicant at ease, set the agenda for the interview by explaining the process. Most applicants have not been through a structured interview, so it is important to explain the types of questions that will be asked and point out that each interview will be taking notes and scoring the answer immediately after the interview has responded. Okay? So, sinasabi dito na do not ask agad na, what is your name? Something like that. You have to build the rapport. It's because of, they might affect the employee's answer. Halimbawa, kinakabahan siya, or napagod galing biyahe, and isasalang mo agad once na nakita mo. Those kind of strategies could help the employee to be relaxed. Okay? And then explain the process. Okay? After explaining the process, paano mo siya relatean? Okay? Successfully surviving the interview process. First, we have to schedule the interview. Okay? Okay. For this one, bibigyan mo yung applicant na, are you free for, kunyari, Monday for an interview, 10 in the morning? Schedule mo yung applicant, okay? And advise mo siya do not be late because something like that. And dito yung mag-interview sir for initial. Okay, schedule mo muna yung applicant. Hindi yung, alimbawa, there are companies kasi na ngayon siya nag-text, tapos kinahapon, papapuntahin ka na niya agad. May mga ganon. So, bakit natin kailangan schedule ang interview is because of para mapagandaan din ni applicant yung mga things, okay, na kailangan niyang gawin. Okay? Before the interview, what do you know about the company? Okay, we have to look what's the nature of the company itself. How do we answer interview questions? Okay, what are the keys? Anong alam mo sa background? Okay, that is important as well. Okay, while scheduling an interview, you have to look for that one. It's also, according to study, na ang mga onte ang mga na-hire na mga nalilate sa interview. Okay? It might be because of primacy effect. Um, we as I mentioned, as I'm saying earlier, nonverbal behavior should include a firm handshake, eye contact, smiling, and head nodding. Okay? During the interview. If you're agreeing to something or not agreeing, something like that, yung mga non-verbal behavior mo, dapat tinitingnan din. And also, while I was in HR, sasabi na, do not look for eye contact, but look for dun sa noo, para hindi ka din ma-distract if you are an applicant. After the interview, write a brief letter thanking the interviewer for her time, although research if evidence supports all the suggested offered in this section. No research has been done on the effect of thank you letters. Okay? So, advise mo si applicant kung if they are hard or no. Okay? Sometimes there are applicants na nagsasabi na after interview, ma'am, may I ask, ano pa po yung mga kailangan kong baguhin with my personality? And there are some interviewers na sinasabi nila yung mga pros and cons mo. Okay, na ginawa nung interview. Okay? So, as an applicant, if it's your first time para mag-apply, ask them ano yung mga kailangan mong baguhin. Baka mamaya kasi is nanginginig ka during that interview and it affects your interview itself. Tapos, kung hindi man ay yung pagdamit mo is hindi appropriate, tapos kinakabahan ka, something like that. And also, kung mabilis ka magsalita or hindi mo na-elaborate masyado yung gusto mong sabihin, there are some recruiters who are open for that. And then, get that as a tip. Okay? So that, if hindi ka man ma-hire, is you can apply these tips na binigay sa'yo ng HR. So, you could improve yourself also. Cover letters, okay? Tell an employer that you are enclosing your resume and would like to apply for a job. Cover letters should never be longer than 1 page. What are the inclusion of cover letters? It must have to have salutation, paragraphs, and signatures. Okay? Now, writing a resume. Resume are summaries of an applicant's professional and educational background. Although resume are commonly requested by employers, little is known about their value in predicting employee performance. Okay? So, even though that sa resume, nandun yung mga educational background mo, okay? Summaries nun, na mababa yung value nito para makapag-predict ka ng employee's performance. Views of resume. Resume can be viewed in one of two ways, as a history of your life or as an advertisement of your skills. Resumes written as a history of one's life tend to be long and to list every job ever worked, as well as personal information such as hobbies, marital status, and personal health. Resumes written as an advertisement of skills tend to be shorter and contain only information that is both positive and relevant to job seeker desired career. This latter view of resumes is the most commonly held today. Okay? That is according to the book, but later we'll discuss the different or what is the best one. Are going to use resume, CV, or biodata, something like that. We also have characteristics of effective resume. The resume must be attractive and easy to read. Alright? So, the resume cannot contain typing, spelling, grammatical, or factual mistakes. The resume should make the applicant look as qualified as possible without lying. We have chronological resume. Okay, so let's see if this chronological resume is same with CV or biodata. This previews jobs in order from the most of the least recent. This type of resume is useful for applicants whose previous jobs were related to their future plans and whose work history do not contain gaps. Okay, that is chronological resume. Okay, this is an example of what? Syempre, meron siya ditong objective education. Could be an example of chronological resume. Kasi nga, ang sabi dito, least recent. Okay, jobs. Mhm. Sa summary of educational background kasi, yung isa. Mhm. Okay. Functional resume organizes job based on skills required to perform them rather than the order in which they were. Work. Functional resumes are especially useful for applicants who are either changing careers or have gaps in their work stories. The problem with this type of resume is that it takes employers longer to read and comprehend than the other resume types. This problem makes functional resume at least popular with employers. Okay, kasi nga mas mahaba siya. Such this. Okay, and other type of example you may find sa book. Okay, sa PDF that I have sent to you. Psychological resume naman ay contains the strength of both chronological and functional styles and is based on sound psychological theory and research. Okay, like this. Now, what's the difference between of these resume, biodata, and curriculum vitae? Okay, difference according to Oxford University Press, resume biodata comes from biological data. Okay, so we tackled that one kanina, and resume came from the word from a French word. Okay. Ang biodata, one page consisting attributes, habits, interests, education, and qualification of a person. That is biological data or biodata. Ang resume naman is 1 to 2 pages summary of skills, education, and qualification experience of a person. Okay? Curriculum vitae came from the Latin word pertaining to life. Mas mahaba ito, more detailed synopsis indicating professional experience of a person. Okay? So, what is the best kind of document that is you need to have? If you have experience already, okay, and you have profession, it's CV. Kung mas brief naman at summary resume, ang biodata ay ginagamit naman kung wala ka pa masyadong experience. Okay, or wala kang experience for newly graduates. Okay, educational qualification of a person kasi yung focus niya. Okay? Yan siya. And also, types of resume, we have fellow academics in your field, audience, resume, employers seeking to hire for a variety of position. Length. Ito naman is curriculum vitae versus resume. Okay, so you may read it on your own. Still, if you have question, you may ask during synchronous time. Okay, so that's all for this lesson number 4. Hope you learned something, and kindly reach me at group chat or Facebook account if you have any questions. Okay, so that is the topic and the coverage for our long exam. And thank you for listening. Hope you have a great day.